What is going on, guys? It is Tony from Lone Wolf Paintball, and today I'm going to show you how to program the brand new Planet Eclipse Ether 3.
And why? Because who's the best source for paintball?
Mark, you already know it is LoneWolfPaintball.com.
Woo!
So we've already done a full unboxing. We've done a shooting video on this thing, but people, now that they've got the gun in their hands, they want to know, how do I program this thing to get it into different firing modes and kind of tinker around if I want to? Let's pull it on out of the box and we will show you.
Is it hard? Is it hard to do?
No, it's not hard to do. Luckily, on pages 16 and 17 in the manual, that gives you a real good head start as to what you need to do to get this bad boy in programming mode. So let me go flip to 16 and 17, the electronics portion, and then we will pull this bad boy brand new out of the box. First things first, I will say, when you get into programming this gun, you're going to have to do a little trickery if they didn't do it for you from the factory. So what I mean by that is, Mark, you got a good focus on this bad boy?
I do. Do you mind turning it just a little bit more towards
Like kind of like this?
Yeah.
Okay, sure. So what I meant by that little trickery is, when you go to get the gun in programming mode, you press and hold the trigger, and then you hit the power button. So now you're going to see that white LED light. You're going to get through that. So luckily, this one brand new out of the box, it's already off the tournament lock. Tournament lock, if your gun is not, you press the trigger, hold the power button, and your gun goes in it, and it blinks at you, and you don't see a red, or a green, or a blue, or purple, or a light blue. You know that your tournament lock is still on. You need to go inside of the left side eye cover, press the tournament lock button so you can actually start to program and enter setup mode. What I mean by that is you're going to need a 5/64 Allen wrench. So Mark, I'm going to turn the gun off for now. It's going to send it normal. Press and hold to turn it completely off. Solid red, it's off. Go inside the left eye cover here with your 5/64 Allen wrench. Pull the eye cover off. Set that to the side. On the inside here at the very, very bottom, you will see a tiny black button. Turn the gun on, press that tournament lock button down. Probably use the same exact Allen wrench you guys were already using. Press the little tiny black button. It's all the way at the bottom. It is super hard to see, but it's there, I promise. That'll unlock the tournament mode for you so you can start to program.
Can you point to it with the Allen wrench with your left hand? Yep.
Well, right in here, this is where the little black button will be. Right in that
dark groove area from our point of view.
Exactly.
Perfect.
Yep. All right, so I'm going to throw the eye cover back on since I know this gun is already unlocked from the tournament mode, and let's back to programming.
Can I ask you a dumb question before you move on?
Go ahead.
If I leave the tournament lock off, will the gun fire and function normally?
Yes.
Okay.
Yep, for sure. So to get the gun into programming mode, we already did turn the tournament lock off. It's ready to rock. Press and hold the trigger. Turn the marker on. You will see those white lights. Let go of the trigger. Your first mode is going to be the red color. That is your factory presets. There's 1 through 4 values on those. Value 1 is your uncapped semi-auto with no rate of fire cap. Your value 2 is going to be your semi-automatic capped at 15 balls per second. And then you've got NXL mode, and then that's 3. Fourth mode is going to be your PSP mode. Both of those are capped at the 10.2 balls per second. So, sounds a little confusing. Let's hop on in and actually look at it. So you got red, Mark. This is the firing mode. Next up is green. That is your maximum rate of fire with your eyes on. Next up should be your blue. We're going to be looking at the max rate of fire with your eyes off. Next up is your purple. That is your dwell setting. Don't recommend touching that, but we'll hop on into that. And then 4. Lastly is light blue, is your debounce. If you hit the trigger again, it's going to take you all the way back to red, the beginning. This is what people really, really want to know. That is your firing mode, what I just talked about, those 4 different values. Semi-capped, NXL, and PSP. So for me, a lot of people are going to want to know, I want to get my gun into ramping in the NXL mode, capped at 10.2 balls per second. So you see the red color on the screen. You're going to press the button once, power button. It blinks back at you 1 time, goes right back to red. That lets you know your gun is currently set in value number 1, which is your standard uncapped semi-automatic. So if I wanted to change that and go to value 3, which would be NXL, I'm going to press and hold for 1 second. 1, 2, 3, press it again, it should save. So now it goes back to the red, which we were just changing. I'm going to click it once, and it should blink back at me 3 times if it's saved. 1, 2, 3. So it's saved. This gun should be an NXL ramping at 10.2 balls per second. If you missed it, I'm going to do it one more time.
Before you do, you keep peeking down, so does the manual show the representation of what the colors are again, in case I don't have this in front of me?
So the 4 different values here, Mark, it's probably now on your camera. So those values right on there, it says value 1, 2, 3, and 4. You've got semi-capped at 15, NXL, and PSP. That is the amount of trigger pulls that you're trying to get to, depending on what you guys are looking for. So it says it right in the manual on page 17, which is definitely going to help you. 16 and 17 have a lot of the electronic stuff on it. So we're going to do it one more time before we close the video out, and I'll talk a little bit about the Dwell, which I recommend not touching. So if you wanted to, let's say I want to go back to semi-automatic. Well, I'll press the button, Mark. It shows me I should be 1, 2, 3. I'm still in the NXL mode. To change it back to value number 1, which is stock out of the box, I'm going to press it, click the trigger once, press it again. Green lets you know it's saved. And now it goes back to the red. Hopefully you guys are watching. Might have to watch the video twice, but I click it. It only blinked once. It saved it. It went back to the original version. And that's how it is stock out of the box. Speaking of that, we're going to hit on the Dwell real quick, Mark. We're going to hit on how to factory reset, and then we're going to close the video out. So Dwell, that's going to be the purple, I believe. Let's go access to the Dwell. Green, blue, and purple. Purple, this is something you guys should not touch. I highly recommend. You've probably heard on the internet, I can lower my Dwell and get better air efficiency. These guns come stock out of the box. Dwell, I believe, 22 or 23 set stock. Don't mess with it, guys. It is the color purple. Recommend stay away from the color purple. Don't be messing with it. Lastly, a factory reset. Back to that left eye cover. When your gun is in this current mode, the setup mode, if you wanted, say you got all the settings messed up and you're frantic and, oh no, I think I screwed something up. What you're going to need to do is get into the setup mode, press and hold that tournament lock button we talked about earlier, hold it down for 2 seconds. It's going to completely factory reset all the electronics, and you'll be like it was stock out of the box. You don't need to worry in case you guys did mess something up. They also recommend here on the bottom of the regulator, Mark, if you're not sure how your velocity is, if you don't have a chronograph, you guys are going to back that bottom screw all the way out and then turn it in full 4 turns. That's how it comes stock from the factory. So if you want to set the electronics, do that press and hold tournament lock for 2 seconds. If you want to reset this, your velocity and your regulator, take this screw all the way out and then do 4 full turns in. That'll factory reset the gun for you, and you'll be ready to rock. It is the Planet Eclipse Etha 3 by Planet Eclipse, and this is how to do a quick programming video on this bad boy.
Stay tuned for the next video. We'll show you how to program the Etha 3M.
Ooh. What?
Just kidding.
He got you. LomoPaintball.com.